Hey boys and girls, welcome back to the Underground Lair. Here we're with a returning guest, a Fender California Series Kingman bass. I think this is the third time it's been here, and he brings it in about every 6 to 8 months for a setup, and it's due. Old strings. He gigs this a lot. He said that he's having some issues with the A tuning machine. Let's hit the black subscribe button and check out our tuning situation. His bass, he's got a nice Willie Nelson dig into this. I guess maybe that's where his thumb goes when he's I don't know, but it's getting Willie Nelsonized. Let's see here. Let's make sure our volume is up. There we go. Okay, everything is half step down. And whoop. There we go. The only thing that was not absolutely in tune was the F. We're going with Fender Acoustic Phosphor Bronze strings. Okay, so got the strings off, got the fretboard polished with the giant toothbrush. That goes back there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just lube all these tuners. I tightened this screw which holds the post onto the tuners, and this is super lube. Okay, that's fairly well lubricated. All right, that one's good. So yeah, super lube. Kind of stays in place, doesn't really run off. I put quite a bit on there. And like I said, it kind of really just stays in place. Get my little screwdriver, make sure all these little screws are tight. I do this every time that a guitar comes in. There's Train. Good morning, Train. Too much coffee. Too shaky. Alright. 6  6 more to do. They're all just, some of them are tight, some of them are just budging just a little bit. But that's what you have to deal with whenever you're dealing with the vibrations the bass gives off and the fact that wood shrinks. Alright, that's all good. I put them at 3 and 9 position just because it makes it easier for me. You really don't have to do any of that. Alright, so on with the strings. You don't have to watch this. You've seen it a number of times. But Fender, let's see, what are they? 100 to 45. That's our strings of the day. Made short work of this. Everything is back together. We've cleaned all the DNA off the fingerboard. We cleaned the fingerboard. I'm getting a text. We polished the frets up to 6,000, and we oiled the fingerboard with our Music Nomad F1 oil. Also hit the bridge with the F1 oil. Have the 4 pins seated well, and one thing I didn't point out today. Oh, there went my flashlight. One thing I meant to point out that I didn't. Whenever you're changing the acoustic bass strings, so you can get ahead of yourself, you put the string in, you get this locked down, you tighten up over here, and then you realize that you have almost no break angle over the bridge. What I do is I'll get the string seated, pull it up to seat the ball end, and then I'll have the saddle out, and I'll bend the string where the pin meets the bridge, so that there's already a break angle assessed. That way you don't end up tuning and tuning and tuning and tuning and wondering why it won't stay in tune. Now, that's how to solve that problem also whenever you're see, it's good. There's a little bit of string stretchiness going on, which you expect, and also you take the tension off the neck. And it appears that the problem he was experiencing with the E string, or I'm sorry, the A tuner, which in this case is a G sharp, is been remedied by lubricating the gears like I showed you, and see, there's some not so great looking grease that was clear when I put the super lube in, so we're going to have to touch that up with a rag. It's starting to drip through, but now I'm able to tune using the A tuner, and it seems to work just fine. So we're going to go ahead and set this on the stand and let it sit overnight, and it'll be ready for me as a gig Wednesday, so he can pick it up tomorrow and he'll be ready to go. Last thing we want to do is plug it into the noisemaker. Select the acoustic guitar setting. No electronic issues. Runs a lot of treble in this. It's not for me to mess with his settings. Oh, I do want to check the relief. Since we did take tension off the truss rod, words, body joint, 7th fret, just a little bit of holding it down there. Should be greater than 10 thou. 3, 5, 7. I may release that again, but we'll let it sit overnight because it has to acclimate to having the strings taken off of it and put back on it. So I'm going to clean it up, call buddy, tell him come pick it up. But yeah, it's no buzzy. If you live in the greater Pittsburgh area and you want your guitar brought up to par, send us an instant message on the Facebooks and we'll get you in here. The phone number is also on the Facebook group Stringman Guitars. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. Take care of the old folks, and most of all, you have yourself a great day. Peace.